Welcome back to Building Habits, a series where I speedrun Celeste while following a strict set of rules emphasizing development of fundamentals, starting from a complete beginner level. At level 1, we were limited to only the basic actions taught in Prologue, and the focus was on having a plan for every room. At level 2, we begin to explore more of what the game has to offer. In the spirit of a player that has completed a 100% playthrough, we introduce all of the basic tech strictly taught within the game, plus some extras. Plans showcase active movement and conscious use of 2 jump binds. It's time for level 2 of Building Habits. We have basic tech. My arbitrary delineation is things that are taught in the game, mostly, with some small exceptions. So we have hypers, we have wave dashes, we have dream jumps, we have wall bounces, and we will add a couple supers, even though that's not technically taught in the game. I think it's similar enough to a hyper. And for the most part, we won't be doing extension. I know we're doing wave dashes, but I'm going to try not to do extended hypers. You know, I'm just going to pretend that whatever I learned in wavedash.ppt and farewell is the gospel. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything about 10 to 14 frames. That's all black magic. Okay, we're just doing wave dashes, no extension, except for one spot. You can probably guess where that spot's going to be. And then active movement, we have really just the ideas. We're going to start introducing this slowly, but it's just going to be like, hey, look, you have this plan, but your plan should be built about like stringing things together, right? Like you should have a flow of your plan. Like, okay, you complete a room and your movement should flow into the next room. And last but not least, for now, we have the 2 jump binds. You can see on the input display, I have jump 1 and jump 2. This is going to be really important. I guess very soon I'll do a quick demonstration of what I want to see out of 2 jump binds. Mostly it's just for climbing. So when you're doing vertical movement, right? I really want to see this, right? You have one jump button held, and then you're just pressing the other one. Now what that allows you to do is you can press jump without releasing jump, right? This is a huge asset that this is a huge tool that we can use to our advantage, right? Because normally if you release jump before you press it, like you start to lose your upward speed. So I don't want to see this, right? This is not good. I don't care if you can do this faster. Like maybe you can do this faster, but I would rather see you do this. Like you can start slow if you want, but I really want to see that really deliberate motion. Okay, I'm gonna press one jump button and then press the other one. Press the other one. Then later, as you get more used to it might feel weird at first, not gonna lie. It's gonna feel a little weird, but trust me, get used to this now, and it'll help us a lot in the future. Eventually, as you get more used to it, you can start doing it faster, you can start doing it more naturally. And at some point, there is a maximum speed that you will want to be pressing these anyway. So just feel out like, you know, a good rhythm. I think 4 times per second, like a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good maximum rhythm you want to approach. You don't need to go any faster than that. But if it's weird at first, just okay, one jump button, and then the other one, and the other one, and the other one. Right? Just take it slow. One thing I forgot to discuss was on having your binds be ergonomic. So when you're binding for a second jump, make sure you can press both of your jump binds independently. As in they're on different fingers. You should also have one of your jump binds be on a different finger than your dash. So on keyboard, this isn't too problematic, and you probably have space to make all 3 completely independent. For controller players, this might be a bit trickier. You probably have a jump and a dash button on the face buttons. You see I have X here as dash and circle as jump. So I highly recommend making one of your shoulder or trigger buttons as a jump. In this case, I have L2. It doesn't really matter which one, you can choose any of these. So this means you can press both of your jumps independently, as well as a dash to jump pair independently. The same applies to menu, down confirm, and confirm for quick cutscene skips and retries. So here I have all 3 on independent fingers. More ergonomic binds means easier access to certain movement options, and for me, it significantly improved my controller longevity and hand health. And I know this probably seems a little early. I think for most people, they don't even know about 2-jump binds. But we're gonna do this so we can set ourselves up for success in the future, because this is gonna become very important, especially at the higher levels. We're gonna start slow, and let's jump right into it. Level 2 habits, baby. Oh, I also forgot to add, we do have a down confirmed bind now. So actually, hopefully I can remember to do that. So you can skip cutscenes a little faster now. Just pause and press your down confirm. Alright. Who's ready to start hypering? I love hypers. Oh, look at that hyper. It's so fast. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, look at that wall bounce. Wall bounce? Okay. Oh. No. Wave dashes? Oh, the hyper? Okay. I'm so glad I can hyper now. Oh, wait, I got the checkpoint, I think, yeah. Oh! 131? That's like pretty much actually the same time I got in my level 1 habits. I'm feeling a little bit scammed here. What's the level 2 habits all about? I thought I was supposed to be going faster. Oh yeah, look at that big skip. And again. Okay. When in doubt, just hyper. That's surely be a good idea. Okay. I felt a little uncomfortable. I am indeed keeping the second jump button held while climbing. I think it's so important that I would rather you do it slowly and lose time at the beginning when you're just getting used to it than to just mash your one jump button. Because later, as you get more used to it, it'll really open up a lot of doors in the future. That's how important this thing is. It's not about whether or not you're going fast. It's about whether you're doing the things you want to do. So here an example, I would rather see this, you're going slowly, but you're using that second jump button appropriately than to do it fast but with one jump button. Because it'll set you up for success. Even if you might lose time in the short term. Alright, we're gonna hyper. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, that actually worked. I wasn't expecting that. We're gonna hyper again. That felt, once again, that felt a little uncomfortable, but we made it through. I didn't like how Ushiro was right behind me. I feel like there should be a way to do that room faster, even with the things I know. Alright, we now have access to a version of the block skip. That's right, block wave dash. You've never seen that before. Oh, nice C-pop. Oh, that's right. I don't know what that. I don't know what that was. That was some black magic. That was a scam if I ever saw one. Right, I think we still gotta wait for the wind cycle here. We haven't figured out how to beat this cycle yet. Don't worry about it. Get a little wall bounce off the top there. Red dot. Don't forget the red dot. Red dot? Yep. Feel like I'm dying a lot more than I did level 1. Although I would say that's natural. I think I'm still going faster though, right? Getting our good hypers. Oh man. Oh. A lot more doors have been opened now. All right, it's search time. This is the one and only place where I will ask for a bit of a setup here. Search skip. Uh-oh. All right, Theo. That is indeed the words you said. I'll talk more about that at the end, I think. Oh, get up. Wait, we still got red dot here? Oh. Alright, red. These eyeball waves are also, in a sense, their own sort of red dot. There's a little hyper underwater. Yay, big speed. When in doubt, just hyper. Oh, okay, maybe not there. That one looked a little funny. Thought I did a hyper. I didn't like that. Still don't like that. I haven't figured out how to beat that cycle yet. We'll find out one day. Ooh, maybe hyper was not the call there. Starting to feel like I should stop hypering everywhere and maybe a little more of those, perhaps. Nice little gold supers. Never hurt nobody. I gotta figure out where I want them. Can't just start adding them randomly. Oops. Hypers are never punished. Okay. I saved a minute with like 5 more deaths compared to level 1. Gotta be progress. Building habits, baby. All right, the final push for summit. Ooh. Ooh. All right, going back. Oh. Level 2 habit is to always retransition if you can. Sometimes you can, but if you have the option, just reset your cycles. You don't need to be worrying about learning a death cycle if you can avoid it. Just simplify your learning. Keep the amount of plans you have to remember to a minimum. Also reinforces, it gives you just more practice on your entry cycles. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, we're a little bit off script here, but it's fine. Ooh. Okay. I don't know why I got no speed from my hyper, but sometimes that happens. Okay. GG. 37 for the first run. Not bad. You can clearly see the improvement that we had. We had 20 more deaths, but we're starting to go a lot faster now. We're really unlocking a lot of the movement options. We had really just one major skip, a couple of small ones, but really just the ability to start moving faster is paying off some pretty major dividends. Okay, how do we feel about our plan of hypering literally everywhere or not literally everywhere, but almost everywhere where we can? I felt a little uncomfortable in a couple rooms. Mostly, I think I first noticed. Yeah, I feel like hypering is cool and all that, but like I feel like there were some places I was getting stuck. Yeah, I was just hip firing like just full sending hypers, but I think I need to take a step back and think about where I want to hyper. So it was really this room. I was just hypering, but like I kept getting stuck on these walls, and it was a little right. And that was just one example. There were a few other spots too. But like I would hyper here, and I would get stuck on the wall here, and like I feel like there's got to be a better way. So, like, what if I just like instead of hypering, I just supered everywhere? Right, and then at least I'm not getting stuck on the walls, right? That feels a little nicer at least. And then I hyper there. So whenever like, I think that the weakness of hypers is that they're not very good at gaining elevation, right? They're good at horizontal speed, but for vertical stuff, like I need to clear this huge block, and the hyper just doesn't cut it. I get stuck on the wall here. So, for example, one thing I might plan is to instead, when I have this big elevation change I need to cover, maybe I should just super instead, right? And we can start to apply that to a lot more places as well. So really, I think we need to stop hypering for no reason and think about where we want to place our hypers. And sometimes it's not the best thing. Sometimes we want to figure out something else to do. That was like the first note I had for my plan. It's like, okay, let's chill a bit on the hypers. They're fun and they're great to practice, but let's try to be a little more active about where we're placing our hypers, what we're doing. Okay, the other thing we can talk about is the skip, the search skip. I think the way that I'm gonna approach this is really, I'm going to take out of the page of wavedash.ppt, and the way we're going to do this. Okay, so for this, all I'm going to say is get on this wall, and then, you know, this name is called reverse super. You do a super, but you got to dash in the opposite direction first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dash, you know, away from where I'm trying to go to the left. So dash away, and then jump, right? So the timing that I would like to propose is when you hit the wall, right? Once you start on this wall, once you hit this wall, that's when you need to turn around and jump, right? Is that technically correct? No, there are some details that you don't have to line up on the wall here, but for simplicity, I think I'm just gonna say line up, grab this wall here, or just get it next to the wall. The left wall, dash to the right, and then once you collide with the right wall, then you can turn around and jump. And that's all I'm gonna, I think that's how I'm gonna approach this, right? I know it's technically possible, you can start from here, but look, just keep it simple. Let's just start from here, and like this, just try to time when you hit the wall here. Okay? Wait for Madeline to hit the wall. And that's the timing I would like to advise you to follow, right? And generally the failure cases are if you get the jump but you have the blue hair, that just means you didn't hit the wall. Like you press jump too early. Otherwise, if you get no speed at all, then you jump too late. But if you just wait for yourself to hit the wall, I think that's how I will propose learning this. I think I mostly did what I wanted, but there were a couple spots like the hypering for no reason. I want to really cut that out. That's probably the big one. I feel like most other things were okay. So you'll see even here in City Room 1, I'm going to do a couple supers instead of hypers. And that just gets me onto the wall a little bit faster, right? Before I was getting stuck on the walls there. Alright, that's a much better city time. We're off to a good start. Surely we can't throw the lead here. Little setup there. I missed it last time, actually, I remember now. So even in Awake, right, we want to not necessarily hyper literally everywhere. So, for example, there you want to gain some height. So, right, so maybe you want to not always hyper. I threw in a couple supers there. Because that platform in the middle is a little high. I didn't feel too comfortable hypering into it. Yeah, if I have space to land it on the ground again, then that's definitely an option. So here I did some supers. Last time I did hypers. That the supers helped me get over the bunnies a little bit easier. Definitely felt a little uncomfortable on the hypers last time. Oh god. Okay, wait. Oh, I can't read transition. Oh no. Okay, back to level 1. I don't know what's going on. Going back to level. Oh no. Back to level 1. Don't fail me now. Alright, back to level 2. And there I probably should have done a super. When you realize you're getting stuck on the wall from a hyper, maybe you want to think about if the hyper is the right choice. Maybe you want a super, maybe you want a hyper B-hop somehow. Whatever that word means. Okay, that's not working. Alright, back to level 1, back to level 1. I don't know what's going on. Just kidding, level 2. A little bit of level 2 at the very end. Alright, let's see if we remembered. Supers. Very nice. See how much smoother that was? I didn't get stuck on the wall. Oh, red dot. Red dot! Okay, we got away with it. Uh oh. Oh no, that didn't work. Uh oh. Back to level 1. A little bit of level 2 here and there. Red dot. Red dot. Okay, a little bit of level 2. Alright, we're through. Oof. You're in the last room of Oshiro and you can't retransition. Just get the hell out of there. Just no need to go crazy. Just bring it back to level 1 sometimes. Maybe that's the answer. Let's keep it simple. Follow the red dot. The red dot will set you free. Oh my, okay. Whoops. That part feels a little awkward. I messed up there last run too. Uh-oh. Reset it. Stick to the plan. No need to deal with those crazy seekers. Oh my goodness. Alright. Oh, that fucking work. No big deal. Maybe that was not worth it. What? Oh. Red dot. Aha. Supers instead of hypers. Ooh, that happened last time too. All right, nice. Small improvement. I don't remember how much, but I had a couple moments in resort towards the end. I feel like most everything else was okay-ish. But that's what happens. Sometimes you have one bad chapter that sours the run. All right, a couple places that I noticed. Just thought right off the top of my head. I have this impression that I had a couple runs in a row where I realized my plan was not sufficient once again. So actually, now this seems like a minor room. So it was exiting the so actually this room, right? Just maybe something like that is fine. I kept getting stuck down here, right? And that's something like you realize your plan's not working, and then you just go back and fix it, right? Maybe there was something you forgot, maybe there was something you had a misunderstanding about, or it's just something you weren't prepared for. Just go back and fix it. The other thing that I remember right off the top of my head, this room, or the coming room. So how do I actually want to enter this room? Like that, perhaps? Yes, the plan for that, I want to hyper into the room, right? That's just, when in doubt, if possible, unless I'm seeing like a major obstacle, do a hyper into the room. But yeah, so that's what I seem to have figured out. It seems to work. It's just one horizontal dash. Right, and this will be you know, a process, right? You run into a problem and you go and fix it. Maybe you figure out what you were not executing correctly on, or maybe you need to change your plan or something. But it's how to diagnose when things aren't working. I guess the goal of level 2 is introduce you to the speed tech, and also the idea of flow, right, and active movement, and the jump binds, of course. Don't forget the jump binds.